Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mark Zaidi. I'm the Executive Director of Wismed Financial. And today we're going to be talking all about Social Security. And in fact, there's a lot of folks that don't claim Social Security optimally. And so we're going to learn about the rules of Social Security, find those sweet spots of where claiming Social Security might make some sense to you. So let's get started. So Social Security is a pretty complicated program. There's over 2,700 rules, over 500 different filing strategies that can be used. And what happens is most people don't find that optimal strategy that's best for them. And in many cases, that means that on average, Americans miss out on about $111,000 worth of Social Security benefits. And so we're going to do our best to fix that today. Here's how we're going to do that. We're going to talk about how to access your benefit. Calculating your benefit with zero additional future wages. That's important because the statements assume you keep working until those years. We're talking about full retirement age and what that means in the land of Social Security. Claiming benefits while you're working, the reduction or additional amount of Social Security that you can receive based on when you claim it between age 62 and age 70, spousal benefits, survivor benefits, taxation. You talk about in retirement, the difference of guaranteed stable retirement income from Social Security versus your net worth. There's some interesting math behind that, and then we'll go through some sample calculations. So the first thing is, how do you gain access to your Social Security records? You can actually see what benefits that you might be entitled to. For most folks, you have not been receiving a paper Social Security statement in a number of years, and so going online is the way to do that. Social Security and the IRS use a system called ID.me to authenticate that you are who you say you are, to log into both the IRS systems as well as Social Security. My suggestion is to create your login with the IRS first, and then use those same ID.me credentials over on the Social Security website. Now, Social Security has not been sending paper statements to pretty much everybody since 2011, unless you're over age 60 years old, and then they have been mailing paper statements to folks in that age category. Regardless of your age, it is important to every so often check the earnings history that Social Security has on file for you. This is a number that your employer reports to the Social Security Administration. And if you are missing years of service or earning years, that can affect your Social Security benefits. So it's a good idea to just review your statement and see what your earnings history looks like according to the Social Security records. Now, Social Security also has some helpful calculators on their website, and we're going to use one of those today. It's called the My Social Security Retirement Estimate. And this is going to provide a number of figures for both your current benefits and as well as what your future benefits would be with and without future income. So ssa.gov/benefits/calculators is where you can find these calculators. And in doing a calculation, we need to know about full retirement age. And this is really only used in Social Security. It has nothing to do with when you actually retire, but within the Social Security program, the rules change when you claim benefits before and after your full retirement age. Depending on your year of birth, your full retirement age is anywhere from age 66 to age 67 years old. And here's an example of how that full retirement age becomes important when we're using the retirement estimator on the Social Security website. And so in this case, we have somebody who is entitled to $3,300 at age 67, their full retirement age. But you notice down here under full retirement age, it's only $2,152. Well, one of the changes that I made in this estimate is changing their future annual salary to be $0. So in other words, if somebody keeps working until age 67, they would receive $3,300. If they stopped working today, based on the earnings history that they have up to this point in time at age 67, they're entitled to receive $2,152. You notice the slope of the line here from age 62 up to age 70. So the benefits do increase the longer that you wait for those benefits, except for spousal benefits. And that's what's indicated by the brown dotted line on here. And so spousal benefits do increase from age 62 to full retirement age, or more specifically, they are reduced from the full benefit amount at full retirement age if you claim earlier. However, after full retirement age, spousal benefits do not have any kind of an increase. The way that spousal benefits work is that each person, if they are married, they are entitled to receive the higher of their own benefit or half of their spouse's benefit at their spouse's full retirement age and at their own full retirement age. And so in this case, if this person's spouse were eligible to receive $3,000 in benefits, this person's spousal benefit is $1,500, and claiming early would reduce that amount. The same page also has a nice table, and these are the figures that I use in retirement planning software to help people optimize their Social Security and figure out what's the best strategy for claiming for them. So we see three different scenarios here. In green, that's if they stopped working today, what their benefit would be at those various ages, 62, 67, and 70. If they continue working until those ages, those are the benefits in yellow, or excuse me, the benefits in white on the bottom, and their benefits as a spouse in the center in the yellow there. Now, if you are working and receiving benefits before full retirement age, there's a quirky rule in that situation. And so Social Security is basically trying to encourage people to delay taking their benefits if they are working. So if you're under full retirement age and working and you earn too much, some of your Social Security benefit actually gets withheld. So every $2 that your earnings exceed $19,560 this year, Social Security is going to withhold $1 of benefit. The rules change a little bit, or the amounts change a little bit for the year that you reach full retirement age. And there are some additional special rules if you have a mid-year retirement, and these things also apply for spousal benefits as well. So spouses that are working and claiming a benefit, those would also be reduced based on the amount of income that they have. Now, after full retirement age, you can earn as much money as you like, and none of the benefits get withheld. Here's how those discounts or increases to your full retirement amount are calculated. So at full retirement age, you are eligible to receive your full amount. For the 3 years prior to full retirement age, the amount that you receive monthly is reduced by about 6 2/3%. For any months or years that you retire more than 3 years before your full retirement age, it's reduced by 5%. And so we have some of these inflection points or kinks in the graph of how Social Security benefits change depending on when you start to claim benefits. And there's also something called delayed retirement credits. And so this is that 8% increase per year that people receive if they delay retirement for each year that they delay retirement after full retirement age. Spousal benefits are also adjusted. And so you see the changes there. Again, notice that after full retirement age, there's no increase in the spousal benefits. The other little caveat I'll point out here is that this also applies to people that are divorced. And so if they're married for at least 10 years and they remain unmarried, they can claim these spousal benefits. If you marry somebody else, then you'd be eligible for the spousal benefits on that new spouse's earnings history. Let's talk about survivor benefits for a moment. This is another key part of deciding when to claim Social Security. So what survivor benefits means is that the larger of the two Social Security checks between a married couple continues for the longer of the two lifetimes. So here's an example of that. We have the spouse on the left side here has the higher Social Security check signified by the larger dollar signs, and the smaller Social Security check for the spouse on the right side. The spouse on the left dies. The lower benefit spouse actually loses their own benefit, but now they receive the higher benefit that their other spouse was receiving. And so the larger of those two Social Security checks continues for the survivor. And this is one reason why financial advisors like to have the higher earning spouse or the higher benefit spouse delay those Social Security benefits because it helps for the survivor as well. Now, Social Security is taxed. Depending on the amount of income that you have is going to determine how much of your Social Security becomes taxable. And so the lower your income, the less or none of your Social Security that may be taxable. The higher your income, the more of your Social Security that becomes taxable, up to a maximum of 85% of your Social Security benefits being taxable income. And finally, let's do some sample calculations. And so we're going to start with a very plain vanilla example here. Let's say we have a single individual, currently age 60, going to retire in 2 years. Right now, they have a $1.75 million portfolio that continues to grow, that they're contributing to. But starting at age 62, when they retire, they'd like to spend $7,000 per month net of taxes, and then adjust that for inflation throughout their lifetime. And so let's take the two extreme examples of claiming Social Security. So let's pretend this person claims Social Security either at age 62, or they delay and claim it as late as they can at age 70. Well, at age 62, if they start Social Security right away, the value of their portfolio would be $1.88 million. However, if they decide to delay Social Security till age 70, now they need to spend more of their net worth or their investments to provide for their living expenses. So at the end of age 62, their portfolio would be worth 1.85. Here's the amount of Social Security that they received that year versus if they were waiting until age 70, obviously they don't receive anything yet. And then the percentage of the income that is attributed to stable guaranteed income from Social Security, as guaranteed as it can be. And then finally, the cumulative amount of Social Security that's provided. Now, age 70 is where we see the biggest delta between the two numbers here. And so net worth is much higher for people that start claiming Social Security earlier because they're able to spend Social Security for those 8 years versus somebody that's waiting until age 70. They've had to spend their own money for those 8 years while they're waiting for that higher Social Security check to start at age 70. And so that's why you see the big gap in the net worth difference there. Obviously, that does make a change to how much Social Security benefit they'd receive, as well as what percentage of their income is coming from stable Social Security sources. And so if you can see the rest of the chart there, and especially on the net worth side, it becomes interesting. Net worth really doesn't catch up until much, much later in life by delaying Social Security to age 70. It takes many years for those higher Social Security payments to actually help net worth catch up. However, you notice the amount of stable income that they have on a month-to-month basis is also much higher. So let's use that same example and build upon it. But in this case, instead of being a single individual, we have a married couple. And for simplicity's sake, we're going to pretend that they are both the exact same age 60 at this point. Otherwise, all the rest of the parameters are unchanged. And here's the result of those calculations. So again, big gap here at age 70 on the net worth side, 2.2 million versus about 1.8 million. But you notice here, we also have much more Social Security income as well. And that's because we have two Social Security checks coming in. Right? We have the primary earner Social Security check, or the higher earners Social Security check, and then the spousal benefit in this case. Also notice here that Social Security makes up a significant portion of the stable income for retirement. Now, these changes are not linear in this case. This is because these calculations are taking into account both taxes, required minimum distribution starting at age 72, and it's also taking into effect the more conservative nature of a portfolio as somebody starts retirement and goes to the end of retirement. And finally, let's add in one more variable here. This time we're going to add in the variability of mortality age. And this is where Social Security calculations get much more complicated. And so the graph on the right side, this represents the x-axis represents the life expectancy for one spouse, the y-axis, the life expectancy of the other spouse. And then each colored dot is a different optimal Social Security claiming strategy based on the date of death of either of those spouses. And so you notice the green field takes up the majority of the results in this case. And so this is an actual couple, and so their ages do differ a little bit. But the claiming strategy here would be for the lower earning spouse to start their own benefit at age 67. We're going to delay the higher earning spouse's benefit to age 70. And remember, spousal benefits don't become available until the higher earning spouse actually starts to claim theirs. So at that point, the lower earning spouse would now be age 70 in 10 months, and they can start their spousal benefit at that point. And so that becomes their higher available benefit. So Social Security automatically bumps them up to that higher benefit. And that becomes, in this case, really the optimal strategy, assuming a better than expected long life expectancy here. And so I hope this was helpful for you today. If you do have any questions, feel free to jot them in the chat or come off of mute. Otherwise, thank you for joining me today. I wish you a happy Friday and a good weekend. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.